Hey guys, it's George. The American Music Awards were held on Sunday evening and the red carpet. We've seen better. We can do better. We're going to kick the video off talking about the trends I spotted on the red carpet, and then we're going to jump into the review. We're going to get nitty gritty into all of the details of the looks, and then I'll be rating each look out of 10 yellow hearts, just because it's awards season. We want some gold up in here. And if you want to learn any more about my fashion background, my experience, then all of that information is in the description box, or if you want to ask me any questions, drop me a comment. Just before we get into the nitty gritty, Fashion Chingu are back as a sponsor of today's video, and don't go anywhere. I'm watching you, don't skip. As I have all of the information about their 25% off everything Black Friday sale. Fashion Chingu is an affordable online store that recreates K-pop and K-drama fashion, meaning you guys can recreate your favorite idols' looks on a budget. They offer a huge range of clothing collections ranging from BTS, Blackpink, Stray Kids, Twice, ITZY, and Hypen, and more. Many more. Fashion Chingu are having a 25% off everything Black Friday sale that runs from November 21st until November 26th. And most importantly, that 25% off is deducted from every single item, not your cart as a whole, and that gives you an even bigger saving. During their Black Friday sale, Fashion Chingu are still offering free shipping on orders over $60, and they ship almost worldwide. Today's look, we're getting red carpet ready, and I'm going to be styling Sunghoon's black belted suit jacket. K-pop red carpets, in comparison to Western red carpets, are very understated. They're very chic. It's more about the details, the accessories, and that's exactly the vibe we're going for. I'm starting the look off with my slim cut cropped trousers, and then I'm adding my black jersey roll neck. I want this to be all about the jacket and then the accessories we're adding. Sunghoon's jacket is single-breasted with 2 buttons, and it has a peak lapel, which is where your lapel pieces come out wider than your collar piece. This then is belted at the waist with this black buckle detail, and I really snatch it in at the waist. I love a belted waist, and I just love the silhouette of this jacket so much. Next, I'm adding my chunky loafers that have that creeper style sole. I've already got on the standard rings that I wear, and then next I'm adding a Chanel brooch. Branded brooches like this are all over K-pop red carpets, and I'm just obsessed with this one. It really adds a little moment to the look. Finally, I'm adding Jimin's silver circle knot earrings. I love these. They're so good for every day. They're very understated, but they're just the right heaviness, the right weight. The quality of them is so amazing as well. This look is extremely understated. All black, slick silhouette, amazing accessories. You just can't go wrong. Make sure you go check out Fashion Chingu's 25% off Black Friday sale. I've left their website linked in the description box, as well as links to the pieces mentioned. And yeah, let's jump into this review. The first trend I spotted on the American Music Awards red carpet was black and white outfits. We usually see these a lot on K-pop red carpets. It's that classic K-pop red carpet vibe, chic vibes, and we're seeing that coming through here on the AMA's red carpet. We had TXT in Saint Laurent, Dove Cameron in Marc Jacobs, Tinashe also in Marc Jacobs. Very similar looks. We'll get into that. Anita in Mugler, Lisa Koshy in Maison Privée, Becky G in menswear, Muni Long in Joanna Martin, Karrueche Tran in Christian Siriano, Mark Tuan giving us an all-black moment, Lionel Richie in Dolce & Gabbana, Tinashe and Wayne Brady. The second trend that I spotted on the red carpet was gloves. Gloves is another trend that we've seen growing within K-pop this year, whether that's within music video looks, stage looks, and most of the glove styles are to the elbow or above. Dove Cameron and Tinashe, both in Marc Jacobs, Bebe Rexha in Belangma, Becky G in menswear. We had Ellie Goulding. I couldn't find the designer of this look, and you guys, this outfit was on so many press outlets' best dress list. Why? We'll touch on that in the review. We also have Rowland in Nicholas Gibran and Niecy Nash. Right, let's kick off the review with Dove Cameron in Marc Jacobs. This has to be one of my favourite looks from the AMA's red carpet. Black and white, the silhouette of it, the corset top, that beautiful square neckline, the detail of the boning, that beautiful rounded hem, and it's just hitting her at all the right points. And then the skirt, this voluminous puffer jacket skirt, to the floor. And then she's got the matching glove pieces to like give us the idea of sleeves and how they're the fingerless gloves, the long nails. The details of this outfit are just so on point. The silhouette for me is just what absolutely kills it, being so slick to the body on the top half, and then the bottom half, it explodes out. And the way that they've shaped that puffer jacket piece to give us the idea of a peplum is just so perfectly done. And the way that this has been styled with the slick pony, the two braids coming down, the graphic eyeliner, the pearl jewelry, to me, it's just the perfect styling of this outfit. This is 10 yellow hearts. Obviously. Another one of my favourites from the evening was Anita Imugler. The silhouette of this dress is just so slick, and the black and white panels with that sheer panel in the front, and then when she turns around, the sheer panels in the back on the booty. Just such a contemporary touch to this very like classic timeless silhouette. High neck, strong shoulders, long sleeves, and I love the styling of the cuffs and the heavy rings, especially the cuffs on the left hand side, because the way it wraps and then turns black as it then goes down onto the hand, it looks like it's part of the dress, which is just really smart. This dress definitely has a sexiness to it, but it's also very elegant at the same time, and that combination is just perfection on the red carpet. 10 yellow hearts. Next up, an absolute queen, Kim Petras in blue marine. I love this denim look, giving us that 2000s Britney Spears vibe, and I believe that's what she was emulating with this look. It's just perfect. The cut of it is spot on. The thin spaghetti straps coming down, and then it's cut very low on the bust, but it's not overly revealing because she has that giant crucifix on the neck. And I know I always talk about having big necklaces with necklines, but here it works because the neckline is so wide, so low. It has enough space for that giant crucifix without getting in the way. It adds to the look instead of taking away from it. The silhouette is extremely streamlined, and then the skirt flaring out from the back into this beautiful train. And I love all of the paneling that's then been embellished with all of the studs, because it really highlights that detail and it highlights the beautiful wash of this denim. I like how it's then been finished with that wide belt, the large rivets, that big B clasp blue marine, and then she has the tiny denim bag. It's just screaming noughties, but it's just the right contemporary take on it. 10 yellow hearts, obviously. Machine Gun Kelly in Dolce & Gabbana. I've got a love-hate kind of vibe of this. On one hand, I really love how extreme it is, and then on the other hand, it just makes me think of Hellraiser, and I'm like low-key freaked out. Looking at the silhouette of the suit itself, I love the strong, sharp shoulders, and then it comes right back in at the waist, nipping him in, and then it is a very skinny cut on the legs, on the arms. You can see that there are zips in those underarm panels, so he can zip it and make it like extremely tight. Probably one of those suits where you can't really move, but the silhouette of it is so great. For me though, I think the spikes are just too long, because you can see parts where they're not sticking out, they're poking down, they're poking in all these different directions, so it just becomes a bit messy to look at. That's just my opinion anyway. I think if the spikes were a bit shorter, it would have looked cleaner, sharper, instead of being like bloop, bloop, bloop. And then I think the addition of like the choker around the neck, we don't need it. The suit itself is enough. Keep the neck clean. I like how the suit's been finished with those chunky black shoes with the hardware detail, because it ties back into the spikes. Like I said, love, hate. I'm going to give this 7.5 yellow hearts. Becky G in Mansouri, she looks absolutely incredible, giving us this LBD vibe on the red carpet. It is a red carpet classic, and the silhouette, insane. The asymmetric cut, and then she's got that bow piece on the shoulder. And what I love about this look is just how detailed the cut is, because when you look at the elbow length gloves, they finish in line where the top finishes underneath her shoulder, so it's just incredibly slick and crisp. And then it really nips her in at the waist. It finishes at a beautiful point on her mid-thigh, and then the train piece, the other side of the bow, wrapping around her hip, cascading to the floor. It's the perfect length, that high-low moment. And then the strappy shoe really works. It's not cutting her leg off in the wrong place. Everything hits. And then the styling just being kept very clean. That classic red carpet updo is such an incredible look. This is 9 yellow hearts from me. Bebe Rexha and Belangma. This was another one that was on a lot of press outlets' best dress lists, and if I'm 100% honest, I just don't get it. In my opinion, it's too much. Far too much. I like the idea of it, and it's an all red look. If you are a regular viewer, you know I stan an all red look. I'm obsessed. But the fact that you have the giant ruffles around the neck, it really shortens her neck. And then all of the ruffles across the bust. It's then snatched in at the waist with the black belt, which I do like because it helps to break it up and define shape on her body. But then you've got all the ruffles that come out on the hips. It goes to the floor. She's then got the sheer red gloves that go, I mean, I can't see how far they go up, but they're going pretty much up to the shoulder. And then the leather boot that's coming up right under the dress. For me, this dress needs a lot more skin out to make it more wearable. Obviously, it's very low cut on the tickle bitties, but I think if we took the gloves off, took the boots off and swapped it out for a shoe so it had more skin, it would help to balance out the look. And I think if we toned down the ruffles around the neck, so you still had the ruffled texture of the dress and it come up into a really nice, maybe like off the shoulder cut or something like that, again, it would have just really, really helped it. So for me, this is 5 yellow hearts. Tinashe and Marc Jacobs, don't get me wrong, I love this look, but I'm very confused why Marc Jacobs has sent almost 2 identical looks down the red carpet, and surely they would have been aware of that. Tinashe is wearing the same white corset top as Dove Cameron, that beautiful square neckline and then that rounded hem shape. I do really like this, but I feel like she needs a bigger size because in some of the videos I've seen online, her nips are literally on the verge of popping out, like areola trying to pop out of the top. I know it's a corset, it's going to be tight on the titties, but I don't think Tinashe wants her areola out on the American Music Awards red carpet. Maybe she does, I don't know, but I like how Tinashe's is that really slim cut and the skirt is quite low cut on the hips. It's giving us that noughties kind of vibe. And then it's been styled with the sunglasses, the chains around the neck, the chain coming off those sunglasses. But I just think it's far too similar to Dove Cameron's look. The same top, a black skirt, the same style-ish of gloves. These are leather and come up slightly higher and they cover her fingers. But I just think as a designer, if you're going to be dressing 2 people or more for a red carpet, you can't put them in something this similar. These artists have nothing to do with each other. They're 2 solo artists, so we don't need to create cohesion here. So I'm going to give this 8 yellow hearts. I do really love this look, but Dove Cameron's look is so much better. Just saying it, in my opinion. Charlie Puth and Marnie, I do like this look, but I think it's a bit boring. The pastel yellow, love it. The wide cut, casual cut of the suit, but the fact it's just been styled with a white vest underneath, a very simple necklace, a black belt, a black shoes. It's just very everyday casual suit styling, and this is a red carpet. I want to see something a bit more interest, a bit more formal. It's a nice look, but I think it's a bit boring, and also it reads very spring because of the pastel tones. We're in November, we're almost in December, like pastels, no. So this is 7 yellow hearts from me. Moving away from spring, back into these autumn vibes. I mean, you would be cold in this outfit. We have Latto in De Lara Fin de Coglu. Again, I like the idea of it, but also I'm just a bit like, It is literally a bodysuit and some sheer fabric. I like the way it's been styled. I like the fact that she's got that really sharp eye makeup, the red lip, and then she's got the Nude Illusion shoe. So it is all about the beautiful silhouette and then that sheer fabric. And I do really like that lacing detail that goes down the centre front from the neck right down, and then she's got the 2 lace details just on either side of it. But as I said, it's literally a bodysuit with sheer fabric wrapped around it. While I do like the styling, I do think this look could have been taken so much further, so I'm going to give Latto 5 yellow hearts. Moving on to Mark Tuan from GOT7, our first K-pop idol who attended the AMAs. I really like this look and I like how it has that smart casual element to it, but there's part of me that really does wish it was more formal. I love all the cuts and the silhouette of this outfit. This beautiful leather jacket that hits him right at the waist, and how it's got this rounded dropped shoulder, the texture of the leather with all of the seam details. And I like how he has the gold chains around the neck that pull the eye down, and then he's got that very simple belt and then these pleated trousers that are cropped right above the boot. To me, this look is all about the boots. how they come right up to the mid-calf. But yeah, I do wish there was an element that made it lean a bit more formal. But all in all, it is a good look. So this is a 7.5 yellow hearts from me. Lisa Koshy in Maison Privée, 10 yellow hearts. 10 yellow hearts. I'm obsessed with this look. Everything from the silhouette, the black and white paneling, the quilting, how it has the cutouts at the waist and it flares back out. And then we've got this very fluid hemline and the way it's been finished with those just under the knee patent boots tying back into the shine of that black quilted paneling. And I really like how it photographs because the white and the black are both quilted, but when you look at the white from afar, you can't really see that, but it picks up on the black. But when you zoom in, you can see that both have got this beautiful quilting detail. It almost looks like, you know, like a thumbprint because it's not just straight lines. 10 yellow hearts. This is perfection. Back to colour, we have Meghan Trainor in Michael Costello, and the cut of this suit on her just looks absolutely insane. The sharp shoulders, that plunging neckline that really enhances the shape of her waist, and then the suit really nips her in at the waist, and then it flares back out over the hips, and then she's got those flared trousers that again really hug her leg and then flare back out, so it's giving us this beautiful, very feminine shape. And I like how the trousers come right to the floor, covering the heel, and then the sleeve finishes just at the perfect point. Only thing for me that irks me about this look is that silver diamante ring sat right in the middle. I just don't feel like we need it. And I remember these like diamante ring buckles back from that time, but it just doesn't need it. There's no belt on this look. And I think if you took that away and also took away the necklace around the neck, it just would have made it very clean. It's already a lot because it's pink sequins from like head to toe. So we don't need diamantes on top. I think just take those elements away, it would have been so much more slick and clean. But she looks incredible. She really, really does. So Meghan Trainor gets 8 yellow hearts from me. Karrueche in Dilara Findicoglu. This look, this silhouette is just absolutely stunning. And I love how you can see all the boning of the corset coming in, pulling her in at the waist. And then it pops back out, skimming over her hips and down to the floor just at that point so that the shoes peek out, and then there's that train detail in the back. I like the fact that the skirt is not like super tight, it just skims beautifully down to the floor. And you can see on the train as well that there's this sheer fabric that's been ruffled on the back of it, giving it this nice volume and this very soft texture. And I do really like the headscarf with it, but I think it would have looked better if it sat more like slick around her neck instead of draping down over the bust, because then it would have given us a really nice break of flesh here. And the neckline looks really beautiful, how it comes into that V shape, and then you have the straps. It almost has this vintage touch to it. Only thing I would change personally is how they've put the feathers on the lines of the boning. It just doesn't need it, and it's like getting in the way of like how like sharp and crisp that waist could have been. So this is 9 yellow hearts from me. Other than that, it's a... Next up, we've got Carrie Underwood in Tony Ward, and when I see dresses like this, I just think of Strictly Come Dancing, Dance with the Stars. The silhouette of the dress itself is very beautiful. The shape of the neckline, how you've got the pieces that come off and drape around the arm. It skims over her waist and over her hips very beautifully, and she's got that thigh split. But for me, the fact that you've got the embellishment around the neckline and it comes off and down the arms, and then there's about like 4 colours of this metallic tassel on the dress, it's just too much. And the way that the tassel's been placed, it's just kind of all over the place. Some on an angle, some on a straight, some long strips, some very short pieces, and there's too much embellishment. And then you finished it off with a stoned shoe. Did we need more embellishment? No. So why did we add a stone shoe? So this is 5 yellow hearts from me. Karrueche Tran in Christian Siriano. I'm obsessed with this dress. The silhouette of it is just so stunning. The way it hits her at the waist, it comes down over her hips, and then the skirt flares out into that beautiful train. So you're getting this very feminine, beautiful shape. And then what I love is how you have the sculptural detail coming off of the bust, and it comes up and it twists, and then you've got the piece on the other side that comes up and hugs around the neck. So it's going to help to hold the dress up, but it's also a very interesting shape. And I love how you have the cutout detail that comes from right at her waist up to the bust, and then you've got that piece that joins it together. I think that's there for construction purposes to help hold the dress together, give it structure. But I also like the fact that it's there as it just covers the cleavage a little bit, and then how it's been styled so cleanly. The rings, the very slick hairstyle, the dress itself and the styling, top notch. 10 yellow hearts. Lionel Richie and Dolce & Gabbana, there are things I love about this look, but there are things I would personally change. And the silhouette of it, the sharp shoulders, the length of it, spot on. And then the cut of it, the wrap. You know I love a wrap blazer. That wide notch lapel, and then you can see that there's that metal clasp detail tying it together. And I like the subtle jacquard, the sheen it gives. But I think for me, where you've got this very soft jacquard picking up, and then the trousers are the solid black, and then it looks like he's got a Chelsea boot on, solid black. It looks like two separate outfits. I think if they made the collar and lapel like a solid black, or even just the lapel a solid black, and the same with the pocket flaps, it would have tied it all together and made it look like one cohesive outfit. I also don't like the fact that he's got the necklace that sits just like following the neckline. It looks like there's a ring on a chain, so it's probably something meaningful to him, but I think even if it was just worn up a bit higher, so it was more of a rounded shape, it would have flattered the neckline a bit more. This is a 7 out of 10 for me. I just think it looks a bit disjoined. Kerry Rowland in Nicholas Gibran. I feel like we've seen this look so many times before, and I'm not saying we've seen it on Kerry Rowland before, I don't have that knowledge, but the leopard print dress, the split, the way it flares to the floor. I feel like we've seen this dress just so many times, and I like the idea of the glove, the black latex glove that goes all the way up to the shoulder, but I just don't feel like it's necessary with this look. It looks like an add-on. Do you know what I mean? The more I look at it, the more I dislike the glove. And again, I like how they've kept the neckline clean, clavicle. The neckline is a beautiful shape on her. You can see the construction at the waist. The construction of this dress is like beautiful, but I feel like I've just seen it so much. What do you think of this look? Let me know in the comments. But for me, this is 7 yellow hearts. Ellie Goulding. Oh, Ellie Goulding. I really don't understand why this outfit is on so many best dressed lists. This is my least favourite look. I think it looks really inexpensive, especially in the shots where she stood with her legs together, because the skirt just looks so like baggy and also worn out at the bottom. Obviously it's a stretch fabric. If you're giving us a very skin tight silhouette, why is it baggy around the bottom? I just don't think it looks great. And then the scarf that then drapes into the top, into the shoulder piece, and then you've got the arm pieces. I just think it looks really inexpensive, and it also looks like something you could pick up from the likes of Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, Misguided. It just looks very fast fashion to me. And I'm not saying fast fashion is a bad thing, but when you're on a red carpet of other stars who are turning up in looks that have incredible design detail, like Dove Cameron, Marc Jacobs, Anita Mugler, Lisa Koshy in Maison Privée, this look is like what you see like girls wearing to a nightclub, in my opinion. I don't like it. Don't understand why this is on a best dressed list. Ellie Goulding gets 2 yellow hearts from me. I really dislike this for the reasons above. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. Is it on your best dressed list? It's not on mine. Moving on to TXT in Saint Laurent. I absolutely love this. I think that they've done a perfect job of balancing that K-pop red carpet vibe with the black and white, but also pushing it in this very contemporary direction. That's perfect for the AMA's red carpet. I couldn't imagine seeing them in a look like this on a K-pop red carpet. The look that they wore to the Fact Music Awards, it was this very contemporary tailoring, but it's also worlds away from what they're wearing here. I'm obsessed with this vibe. Also, it makes me think of their styling from Good Boy Gone Bad, but I think that's just because of Huening Kai in the fur jacket, which is faux fur. Starting off with Subin on the left, I love this black on black on black outfit, and you can see that the shirt has this beautiful jacquard to it. It's picking up on camera. The buttons have been done all the way up to the neck, giving us that closed collar. And then he's got this very sharp black blazer on, double-breasted, 6-button, the gold buttons really contrasting out against the fabric. And I like how they've turned the sleeves back because it gives a casualness to the styling. He's then got those slim cut trousers on and that black loafer with the buckle detail. All of the silhouettes on TXT just really enhance their height. These boys are tall, and these very slinky, slim silhouettes just really enhance that height. Huening Kai's look has to be my favourite. I love the androgyny, the touch of femininity to this look. And it's just like classic Saint Laurent vibes. The black hair in the face, the striped neutral pussy bow blouse, the faux fur jacket, that shoulder strap bag in the nude tone tying into the faux fur jacket, and then the slim cut, wet look leather trousers, that shine really picking up, being finished off of the boot. Pomgu in the middle, giving us the classic black and white vibes, but a very contemporary take on it. I love this piece of knitwear, and you can see that fluffy texture. I don't know if it's mohair, perhaps Angora. I'll have a little search and see what I can find. But the bunny motif, that heavy chain around the neck, enhancing that crew neck shape. And then I like how it's been tucked into the black trousers that hit him right at the waist. To me, it looks like there's a slight pleat to them, but they're still very slim cut. And then how the belt has the gold buckle. It's been finished with the boot. It's a very clean silhouette, but the texture of it ties into the faux fur jacket, so it's creating cohesion within the textures. Yeonjun's look, he looks amazing, but I think this look is just a bit plain. We've got that very slinky silk shirt that's been tucked into the black trousers. They look like they're the same trousers as Pomgu's, and he's got a very similar style belt on. I like how the shirt's been worn slightly open. We've got that very light necklace that just really highlights that neckline, and then the messy look hair. It's a hot look, but I just think it's a bit plain for the red carpet, and I know it balances out with all of the other members' looks because they're in different levels of blacks and whites, and obviously we have the nude look on Huening Kai, but imagine if he was just on the red carpet by himself, he would be like, really? And then Taeyeon on the right, I love this funnel neck jacket and how it wraps. You have the gold buttons tying back into Subin's, again, cohesion. And then you can see it's got this slightly dropped shoulder silhouette, the epaulettes following that down. And it's got this very like rounded cocoon-like shape. And then it finishes just below the waist of his trousers, and you can see that he's got those slim cut trousers on, tying into the silhouette of the other members. I'm going to give TXT 9 yellow hearts. Love this set of looks, love the Saint Laurent vibe and how they've pushed their look in a more contemporary direction for this event, but Yeonjun's look, just a bit too plain. Moving on to Maneskin and Gucci. I really like this vibe, but I do think it starts to get a bit repetitive, and I think it's just because when you look at the cuts of the jackets, they're all double-breasted, 6-button. There might be slight differences in the collars, notch, peak, but all of them have that quite cropped sleeve with the shirt poking out. All of their shirts are done up to the same point with a very similar tie detail. And then for me, there's just like a slight lack of balance. 3 out of the 4 members are wearing identical trousers. The trousers where you've got that short piece and then the trousers sit over the top with that lingerie, like suspender belt kind of shape. And then you've got one member that has the solid trousers. Even if you just put another member in the solid trousers, it would have balanced it out and made it, you know, more balanced. You know what I'm trying to say. So I like it, but I don't love it. So Maneskin gets 7 yellow hearts. Muni Long and Joanna Martin, I absolutely love this. She's giving us that classic LBD on the red carpet, but just the shape of the sleeves, oh, it's so good. The high neck, and then those pleated sleeves that wrap round, giving us that beautiful cocoon shape. And I don't know why, there's just something for me that leans slightly Art Deco. Maybe it's the use of the pleats and that rounded shape. And I like how the sleeves come down to almost the same hem length of the skirt, finishing just slightly below, and then the styling's been kept very, very simple. This is 10 yellow hearts from me. Pink in vintage Bob Mackie. I know he's iconic in the fashion world, but I'm not loving this look, I'm afraid, on the red carpet. Again, it's just giving me that like Strictly Dancing with the Stars kind of vibe, and it's because you've got all of this metallic tassel, you've got that lightning cutout down the front of the dress. I just don't like the styling. The big hoop earrings, I don't think it goes with the dress itself, and then we've got this very chunky black shoe, the big platform with the diamantes, and then the placement of the strap, it just cuts off her leg, so it's just not very flattering on her. And I think for a performance, it would have been sick with a different pair of shoes, change out the earrings, but for the red carpet, I'm just not loving it, I'm afraid. This is 5 yellow hearts from me. Moving on to Lauren Jauregui and Norma Kamali, I just don't get it. It's too much. Again, just like Bebe Rexha, it's too much. When you wear a print, and second of all, a print that's also then embellished on top, it becomes a lot. It becomes a lot for the eye to take in. So the fact the print is from the high neck to the floor, and then you have the ruffled sleeve pieces, it's just too much to take in. You need breaks of flesh to help break up the print, make it easier for the eye to digest, because looking at it, it's just like, whoa, it's way too much, especially with the embellishment on top. So for me, this is 5 yellow hearts. It's just edit. Step back. Edit. Finally, Denzia, probably the wildest look from the night. This is rogue. So rogue. I really rate it, actually. When you first look at this outfit, it is a lot. There is a lot going on, but it's actually a lot easier for the eye to digest than Lauren Jauregui's, for example. The colour palette, black and silver, easy to digest, and even though this is very sculptural, where all the lines really flatter her figure and really follow the body beautifully, it makes it so easy to take in. Yeah, we've got this big headpiece, we've got the bejeweled sunglasses, we've got the finger waves, but all of those lines tie in together and are cohesive. And then the lines going over the shoulders, over the hips, the rounded shapes at the knees, the rounded shape at the bust coming into that V shape on the waist. It's all just very flattering, and this outfit's probably insanely heavy, covered in all of the stones. And then the boots that come up, giving us that solid stoning, looking like chainmail. And then she's got the cane. I believe she her foot or something, that's what I saw on her Instagram anyway, but it ties into the look. It really works, and I would far rather see someone rock up to the American Music Awards in a wild look like this, that they've committed to the look, it's conceptual, there's a strong aesthetic, than someone that just turns up in a pretty dress. You can wear a pretty dress whenever you want. This is the time to like step out and be seen, and this is when there's such a difference to K-pop red carpets. This is the kind of thing you see on Western red carpets, a big look, a big statement, whereas K-pop is about being understated and chic. So this is where I want to see it. I'm going to give Denzia 7 yellow hearts for this look. I'd have to say my favourites from the AMA's red carpet are either Dove Cameron in Marc Jacobs or Lisa Koshy in Maison Privée, and my least favourite, Ellie Goulding. I do apologise, but no. Once again, thank you so much to Fashion Chingu for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to go and check out their 25% off Black Friday sale. It's on until the 26th of November, so you've got time to shop to your heart's content. Thank you so much for watching. A massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed. You are amazing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.